Python gets a lot of hype, and it also gets roasted a lot. Depending on where you hang out online, you're gonna either hear Python is the best language to learn and it's literally the best thing in the world, or you're gonna hear Python's slow, it's bloated, it's just for beginners, it's a toy language. So which one is it? And most importantly, should you be learning Python this year? Or if you've already started, is it still the right move? So in this video, what I want to do is I want to cut through the noise. I'll walk you through what's actually happening in tech right now and how Python fits in this new AI powered world and why your entire strategy as a developer might need to change. This one's not really just about the Python language. It's also about how to stay relevant in this rapid shifting industry that we're all in right now. If you're new to the channel, I'm Eric Roby, a software engineer with over a decade of experience, and I've helped over 100,000 developers learn and grow within their craft. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into the video. So let's start with what hasn't changed with Python. People still love Python. There's a reason it keeps showing up on everyone's most popular language list. It's clean, it's flexible, it's easy to write, and it works across many fields. And those fields go anywhere from backend API endpoints to automation to data engineering, machine learning, AI, the list goes on. And the flexibility that everyone's talking about, this right here, it's both a blessing and a curse. Some devs love that Python can do everything. Others hate it that it's not the best at any one thing. And you know what? Both sides do have a point. But here's the kicker. Python didn't win because it was perfect. It won because it was approachable. It won because it's a Swiss Army knife. You can create your first Python script in 5 minutes. You don't need to configure a server, install 19 different dependencies, or learn a new language just to get started. You can just write code and run it. And on top of this, it has a huge community. Django and FastAPI already both have 80,000 stars. That is huge. Both Django and FastAPI are sitting on GitHub right now with over 80,000 stars. That doesn't happen by accident. You've got Python libraries to do everything. And honestly, with the Python code that's been written, even GPT models are better at helping you write Python than most any other language. But now let's talk about the shifts. Like what's happening in 2025 that didn't happen in 2015. I mean, it's not even like 2022 anymore when we're just saying, hey, learn how to code with all the advancements of AI coding assistants and everything that's happening. I mean, right now we've got mass AI adoption. We have layoffs happening in tech. We have startups that are ditching traditional apps for AI first products. And like I said before, we have these AI coding assistants that are pretty freaking good. So where does Python sit in all of this? Right now, it literally sits right in the center. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine building a product that fetches data and then talks to an AI model like Claude. It then processes, all the results and responds through an API. Guess what language every major LLM SDK supports best right now? The answer is Python. Frameworks like LangChain, LangGraph, Pydantic AI, anything that builds AI and AI agents, they're all built off of Python. The backend framework FastAPI is the #1 starred, backend framework on GitHub. Python is dominating the entire AI agent ecosystem. There's a new release from Google recently where they can have like an ADK that was just released, and that uses FastAPI. Like Python is in every major competitor right now. And even the companies that swear by Java and .NET, they're currently spinning up new Python services right now to integrate with these AI models and AI agents. Python is not going away. It's getting more and more popular right now. And I do not want to hide the fact that still Python might not be enough for what you want. Python isn't perfect, right? Like I said, it's a Swiss Army knife, a master of like not too many. It's not your go-to language for building high performance game engines or writing low level system code. Or maybe even if you're trying to like optimize some application for high speed or high frequency, it's not your programming language for that either. And that's okay. And that's where a lot of people start arguing. That is okay. Here's something that most devs don't talk about. And it's the simple fact that you don't need one language that can do everything. Think of programming languages as a tool belt that you carry around. Python can be your multi-tool, right? It can handle like 80% of the jobs for you. But when you need something else, you can learn that specific programming language for the other 20% that needs out there. Like Python can do a lot for you. And then you have like maybe Rust or whatever you need to do the other 20%. There's no trophy, for sticking with one language forever. And Python doesn't need to be your everything language. It just needs to get you to where you're going right now and fast. And for that specific use case, it does it incredibly really well. But now let's go ahead and shift our mindset from currently what I call the legacy developer to a new developer mindset. And to do that, we need to zoom out. The question for this year shouldn't be, which language should I learn to get hired? We do not want that to be our question. The question that we do want to be asking ourselves is, what should I be using to solve real problems with code? Writing code is only part of the job now, right? The bigger value that you can bring to your company, your team, or to whatever you want is knowing what to build and why. You understand the problems. You know how to pick the right design systems. You pick the right tools and you ship value. That's like the number one thing. You need to be able to ship value. And with the rise of tools like Cursor, the role of the developer is evolving, right? Writing code is only part of the job. The bigger value is knowing what to build and why. And that's where Python can really jump in, start helping you glue items together to build applications blazingly fast. So let's bring it all back real quick. And the question should be, should I learn Python this year? And that is an outstanding absolutely. Not because it's trendy or not because it's easy. It's because it's practical. It really is a game changer in modern development with everything that's currently coming out. It's one of the few languages that can get you hired, helps you build AI tools, and works across so many different industries and so many different backend ecosystems. And if there's one thing I want you to take from this, it's not about choosing Python over everything else. It's about using Python to start building, learning, and shipping right now. So I'll see you in the next video.